let's dig into what we've learned after 10 months of canvassing inside my home service business. So for starters, let's set some ground rules. We do roofing, gutters, and windows. And as far as like job quantity goes, obviously gutters far surpasses everything else. We do the most gutter jobs, then roofing, then windows, in that order. All right. Last year we did $3 million in revenue. With unlocking some of the stuff on canvassing and really diving into making our sales process even better, we genuinely think that we're going to hit 10 mil this year. No problems. So, well, this is what we've learned in our 1 year of canvassing. First and foremost, one of the biggest lessons we learned almost immediately, like in the first month, was we can't just be setting free inspections. Like, yes, that's still what we're setting, but how we set that and how we kind of tee up the sales rep matters. That first month, basically, we were just trying to book anything. We didn't care if they were there or if they weren't there or whatever. We were just trying to get someone who knows what the heck they're looking at on site to do a thorough inspection. And our hope from that was that, you know, our consultant, our person who shows up, does the inspection, is able to convince them into doing an actual sit-down appointment, whether that be, hey, look at this damage we found on your roof, or hey, look at gutters would protect this thing. At least get them interested into sitting down for a demo, and then they would schedule with both decision makers present if there's two decision makers. So that was our first initial go round, and in 3 weeks I think we ran 94 scheduled appointments for that. And what we discovered was 1/3 of them actually let us do a secondary appointment, and we had some sales reps who weren't trained well enough in overcoming those objections, and there might be just, you know, one spouse there, and they're like, okay, yeah, just give it a quote, and then they'd shut the door, and the sales rep would be like, ah, crap, I guess I gotta give them a quote, and then give them a quote and never hear from them again. All right, because they weren't ready to make that decision that day. So that was number one. So we figured that out the first month, and we're like, okay, we gotta fix this. And so then we started selling, instead of like the expectation that we're just gonna show up and then we'll reschedule something, we started trying to schedule with both people there. That got way more difficult, as you can imagine, because they're like, what, you trying to sell me something? And so we had to kind of reframe what that looks like, how to do that properly. And basically what we ended on was selling, not just I say selling, but pitching at the door, not just a free inspection, but also a free estimate. But and then we just straight up tell them, but we're not going to do any estimates if both of you are not there, because regardless, it's going to be thousands of dollars, and we don't expect you to spend thousands of dollars without consulting with your spouse. So we'd rather meet with both of you, present everything, let you both make an educated decision, rather than, you know, us spending years learning what we do, relaying it to you in 30 minutes and expecting you to relay all that to your spouse. So, and that has gone really smooth. So then we spent basically the next 9 months perfecting that, trying to really nail down our sales process, make sure that, you know, we're getting the most out of these leads. Now, some ground rules here. Expect cancellations. All right, there are people who will say yes and book an appointment and everything else, just simply because they're afraid to say no to someone's face. They will ghost you. They will immediately DND from your automations. Like, there will be signs. All right. So what we like to do in that instance is almost always have a backup that sales rep can run. Having cancellations sucks, and when you're 100% commission and now you go to show up and they cancel 10 minutes before your appointment, you're like, come on. This is where training your reps to actually canvas becomes a major bonus. You still show up, and if they're actually not there, then you just knock all the neighbors' house and be like, hey, I had an appointment with Tracy here and she couldn't show up, so I got a few minutes. I'm wondering if you'd be interested in a screaming deal on some gutters or a roof or whatever, since I'm already in the area and I can save you a few bucks. That can work out, right? If they cancel earlier in the day, well, our canvassing crews are out and we're trying to book that spot first and foremost. Hey, we actually had a cancellation and I can get someone out there today. Boom, baller, you win every time with that, all right? Speed to lead is important. At one point, we had so many leads from canvassing. We were running 3 or 4 reps. I don't remember if it was 3 or 4, but we got booked out like 4 weeks on leads, and it was insane, and our cancel rate skyrocketed. So rather than like 2 out of 10 canceling, we had like 6 out of 10 canceling, which no bueno, because you're paying canvassers to get these leads, all right? So speed to lead is important. What we've found is if you can get, like, the sooner you can get there, the better. If we can do same day, hey, you know what? I've actually got a guy around the corner with one of your other neighbors. He can come by when he's done, probably be in the next hour or so. That's best. That's best case scenario, because you're catching them when they're not vulnerable, but they're emotional about what's going on. The canvasser does a good job of pulling that emotion out, and then sales rep gets to show up and just kind of hit them while it's hot, right? It's kind of like if you're in the middle of the desert, you're gonna pay whatever it takes for a bottle of water type thing, all right? But most, we want 3 days. Now, if we show up to someone's home and they're like, oh, you do, like, our canvassers show up and they always point out an issue. So if they point out old windows, they're like, yeah, you know what? I know I have old windows, but actually I need a roof really bad. I got a leak. You can't see it from the backside. I'm actually getting quotes. Can you guys come out and do that? Then instead of just scheduling a free inspection, we schedule an actual estimate, and then we try and get both. We get both decision makers there, all right? That's a non-negotiable. We got to have them both there. Sir, madam, you're gonna spend tens of thousands of dollars on this project. We want you and your spouse to be 100% certain on what you are spending your money on. So there's a few different caveats in all of this, but the biggest things are your canvassers need to know exactly what they are scheduling every single time, and they have to practice. Role playing is one of the biggest parts of what we do in a business, whether it be canvassing or sales. You have to have them be prepared. All right, when we knock on doors, we know after our intro, they're gonna say one of 5 or 6 different things. And all of those 5 things, we've got a rebuttal, if you will, for each one of those. And so from 5, they say 5, they're gonna say that thing. And our rebuttal, they're gonna have 3 responses to that. And now we've got a rebuttal for those 3, and we pick 5A, right? And we know that we're gonna have a response to that. The goal is get so darn just predictable. Like every single door you knock, every single conversation you have should be predictable. And if it's not, that means you're not practiced up enough. We believe that less friction is better for the canvassers. Let a seasoned rep show up, because canvassers are usually newer to the business. Meanwhile, our reps, they've been in the business for a little bit, all right? They understand the psychology, the sales process, all of that. And they can kind of lead that customer down the path that they want to lead them down. So we don't want our canvassers creating a lot of friction. It's simple. If they're talking to someone, it's boom, 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 help solve this problem. Let me get someone out here who actually knows how to do this stuff. I just get paid to knock doors and set appointments with people with problems, all right? That's it. Make it simple on your people. Have a very, very clear pay plan, all right? So for us, I'll tell you what our pay plan is. We pay $15 per hour. With that $15 per hour, they're expected to hit their par, which is 6 appointments in a week. Those first 6, they don't make any more money, all right? After 6, so number 7 through 14, they get an additional $75 per appointment set. If they hit 15, instead of $75, they get $100 on each of those, and then 15 plus are all worth $150, all right? So they get that for set appointments, and then we have what we call rainy day leads, which is, yeah, you know you have this problem, but you're not in a financial position to do anything about it. Call you back in a few months. Awesome, hey, I'd love to call you back. We try to not knock on the same doors any more than once every, 4 or 5 months. So I won't be back here in a few months, but if I can get your name and your phone number and maybe an email, then I can get a hold of you in a few months on a rainy day. Okay, yeah, perfect. And we pay $10 for those, all right? So very clear, cut and dry pay scale on this. We pay for if they cancel. Now, that said, if I recognize that all of Sam's appointments are canceling, we're gonna have a conversation, all right? If they're all canceling, that means they're saying something wrong and kind of just like getting appointments somehow in I don't know, maybe they're literally saying like, look, hey, if you don't do this, I'm gonna get fired. You can cancel and I still won't get fired, but I've seen crazy stuff, right? Employees do some wild things, and it's like, if you put that much energy into actually doing your job well, all will be well in your life. So let's get into some stats on canvassing. So our average cost per lead when it comes to canvassing, this is for roofing, gutters, and windows, all right? It's basically the same, but our average cost is about $75, $80 per set appointment, all right? Not just a lead, but per set appointment. You compare this to a Google or a Facebook, you're probably spending $150 to $400, right? I've paid way more than that for Google leads before. So I know Google will take as much as you're willing to give them, all right? So if you are in a super metro area, you might even be paying more than that for some of your leads. Here in rural America, I don't have a ton of competition on the PPC or the Facebook ad side, but it's still still costs money. So we're about, we kind of average that out to our other lead sources, Facebook and Google, being about $250 per lead. So basically, we're about 2.5 times, 3 times less expensive than the cost of paying Facebook or Google, all right? So huge ROI on that part. If you get a really, really good canvasser, we've seen up to 10x, all right? This is like best and worst case scenario where Google was charging us way more than they should have been, and our canvasser kicked butt and took names, and we basically 10x'd. We got 10x the leads here from canvassing than we did from Google for the same amount of money, all right? And you might be saying, holy crap, that is a bad case scenario. All right, we caught it quick, we shut down Google, got that corrected. Canvasser kind of stayed the same, all right? We're not gonna shut down our canvasser. But an average is 3 to 5x, all right? Usually canvassing, we can get 3 to 5 as many leads for the same price that Google would charge us. It's kind of a big deal, all right? Canvassing has radically shifted our business, and we're able to serve a lot more people. I view it as kind of like brand awareness. When you're out knocking doors and you're leaving door hangers for people who aren't home, your brand is everywhere and you kind of become inevitable. And if you're in a neighborhood and you knock 200 doors, you're gonna book 4 or 5 appointments. So you book 4 or 5 appointments and 200 doors in one neighborhood, and now they've all gotten your door hangers, and now they see some yard signs, and now you show up in your company car to run some leads, and now they're seeing your company car, and then they're seeing yard signs go and sold jobs, and they're like, man, this company is everywhere. You know what? I do need this thing. Boom. And they call you because you are front of mind. That lead might not be attributed to canvassing. They might call off of your yard sign, or maybe they call because of your door hanger or something like that. So it's not directly contributed to canvassing leads, but your 8-cent door hanger brought that lead in. All right, that's kind of a big deal. So that's a whole other gamut of where these leads, how canvassing radically impacts your business. Your canvassers, if they're not knocking, they're putting door hangers on these doors. Those are 8 cents a piece. Well, holy smokes. Like, that'll radically shift your cost per lead if people are calling off of an 8-cent door hanger, right? Yeah, you're paying $15 an hour for that to go out, but that also comes with a 6 appointment par. So no matter what, you're winning with doing this. Canvassing is really, really hard. It will take someone, like for me, he's now a business partner. He was my marketing manager, and he's like, I want to try this. He's a unicorn, all right? It's hard to find guys like him. He showed up with his 16 and 14-year-old daughter and said, let me figure this out. They stayed in my house for a month, and they just went out knocking doors every single day. They figured it out, all right? We figured it out. We figured out how to get people to book appointments. Then we hired people to do so, and he oversees them. Now, this is not something you can kind of half-ass, for lack of a better term. You can't put someone out there who's like a sales rep and they just don't have enough leads and be like, yeah, figure out canvassing, go, right? It ain't gonna work. How are they gonna spend their time? They're gonna spend their time trying to get sales versus trying to knock doors, all right? And close up old leads or whatever else, because that's easier, all right? That's more money. You gotta hire someone who's like hell-bent on figuring this thing out, or you have to go all in on it as a business owner yourself, which is really difficult, all right? You gotta leave your phone in your car, but you need your phone for the canvassing softwares and all that fun stuff, all right? So it's hard. It's not for the faint of heart. It cannot be half-assed. You have to go all in on this for it to pay off. But I promise you, if you're willing to go all in on it, it will pay off if you do so the right way. Now, I mean, inside of Gutter Launch, we have all the trainings and everything for it. But just know, you're gonna be fronting some money and hoping, just like any marketing lever, all right, you're gonna pay money up front and hope that it pays off in the back end. Your sales system's gotta be dialed, all right? You gotta dial in your business. And this is where, like, you know, being in a program like Gutter Launch helps you with that. So anyways, if you wanna learn more, you know, ask questions in the comments, message me, whatever. However you're watching this, ask a question. I'd be more than happy to answer and give you any information that you need.